Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having
This is Jack. Okay, I was just making sure I got my levels. Hey, there, I got it set up.
Yeah, it's great. I feel this is a very nice professional studio.
Yeah, thank you.
I like looking at myself on the TV over there. I'm well lit. I feel like I'm on Dr. Phil for some sort of like, I'm too old for a teen makeover, but I feel in my heart that I could get a daytime talk show teen makeover.
Yeah. Jack's a comedian. I'm an entertainer. Jack's an entertainer.
Yeah, entertaining people all the time.
I guess if we want to look straight at the audience, there's the camera, but...
Wave to the people. I'm very entertaining.
Yeah, I met you, I don't know, like 2 years ago or something, right? I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, about 2 years ago, yeah.
Recently, I was like, hey, I want to roller skate. And so Jack, you were like, hey, buy these roller skates. And then I did. And then you, me, and Paul Curry hung out. And
yeah, I love roller skating.
Yeah.
Since COVID, that has been one of my number one ways of entertaining people is I like to skate around Green Lake. We're in Seattle, and Green Lake is a body of water in this town.
A giant pond.
It's a giant dirty pond that I love, and I love to go swim in. And I like to skate around Green Lake wearing weird and various costumes.
Right, you paper mache. I know you're working on a Dracula head.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I'm just waiting for the flashing red lights that my friend is wiring together for me to really give it that zhuzh.
You're gonna put them near the eyes.
I'm gonna put them in the
eyes.
The eyes. Yeah, and they're gonna have a variable resistor on it so they can flash different speeds. It'll really make it good. I want to make some music videos with that for some music I'm working on.
Yeah, I volunteered being a cameraman. I'd probably be on roller skates too, I'd imagine.
Yeah, to keep up, I would assume.
But yeah, I would invest in a little gimbal or something if we wanted to like I could film on my phone or I don't know.
A gimbal, that's a fun word.
It is a fun word. I feel like a lot of entertainment or comedy or part of comedy, but a lot of like wordsmithing is saying fun words.
Yeah.
Like
I keep a list of just fun words.
Chronology is kind of fun.
That's another fun word, chronology.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with like a hard crunch, but then it gets all like soft. It's like a hard noodle. It's like an uncooked noodle in the front, and then it gets like a cooked noodle in the end there.
It's like an al dente
yeah. By the time you're done saying it, it's an al dente word.
Yeah. One of our ASL words right now is dictionary. You make a D and like hit the hand. Anyways, neither here nor there.
It's interesting that ASL, like, people just know, like, someone just came up with it, and so it's just like all like a couple people's ideas, right? And then like
there's some. I mean, there's definitely some roots in and a lot of the more English. I think there's English Sign Language or whatever, ES or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, sometimes they just take the hand shape for the beginning of the word, and then they do a sign with it. And
you just gotta guess. Just gotta hope that you understand the context.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, shout out to Southgate Roller Rink.
Shout out to Southgate Roller Rink. We're entering phase 3 soon, so like apparently even more people are going to be able to go. It's going to be like a hot, sweaty mess this summer.
Yeah, there's I finally saw the capacity was like, what is it, 500 or 600 people in that room?
Is it?
I was like, that's a lot of people.
I don't even understand. Like, well, there's like a whole other section to that place where there's like another bar that could probably hold like another 150 people down there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the size of a room. Like, what's the holding capacity of this room? Like, I would say like
7.
seven.
Yeah.
Seven's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me breathing. It's going to be a hot, sweaty mess. I'm looking forward to it. I like getting sweaty at the roller rink.
Yeah.
That's one of America's greatest contributions to the world is the roller rink. I would assume the roller skates are American in origin.
Yeah.
They would have to be, right?
I'd be curious to see.
People have been ice skating for a long time, though. It doesn't seem that weird just like to transition from an ice skate to wheels on your feet.
Yeah, attaching little wheels.
It seems weirder to come up with an ice skate than roller skates. Like someone was like, I bet if I tie a knife to my foot, I can slide around on this ice in a controlled fashion a little bit easier and do some cool spinny moves. Like who came up with that's some like Nordic stuff. Like that's some like Scandinavian stuff probably.
Probably. I mean, definitely Middle America also freezes over, so
yeah, but people have been skating for longer than Middle America.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, something.
I'm listening to this George Washington biography right now, and it's like 1790 something. He's like basically dead, and he's ending his second term as president, and they're talking about the winter and how it's so cold that people are skating on the Potomac River.
Huh.
And apparently that doesn't normally happen.
Where's the Potomac River?
That's like in Virginia, in Maryland. It might even separate Virginia and Maryland.
That's so curious because rivers, usually flowing water doesn't freeze as easily, but then the river's still happening underneath the ice.
Right.
That's just interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Potomac. Pretty sure. Because he loves the Potomac.
Huh. He must have lived in Virginia then.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. He lived in Virginia. Was
he born in Virginia?
He was born in Virginia.
Did he live in Washington D.C. when he? I guess I don't even know the history of the White House. Was it built?
It was built kind of like towards the end of his term. Like it was being built towards the end of his term, but his presidency was in Philadelphia. I'm really sure. I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah.
I listen to this stuff when I'm at work driving around. So like sometimes the finer details get slipped through the sieve a little bit. But yeah, he was from Virginia. He lived at a place called Mount Vernon. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right.
Huh.
But he was like almost never there. I've been to Mount Vernon. I went through there when I was a kid, and so like I can like almost time travel back there now. Like I remember being there as a kid, but I didn't think anything of it. I didn't care.
So I wonder if the Mount Vernon near us right now, because there's one in Washington State.
Is there?
Yeah.
I need to look this up because I need to correct this. Like, if that's not,
whatever, it could be inaccurate.
I need to be accurate with George Washington facts.
Did he have wooden teeth? Was that a different president?
No. Well, okay, yeah, Mount Washington or George Washington's Mount Vernon. Okay, so, okay, needed to clear that up. He didn't have wooden teeth. That's a misnomer.
Okay.
He had dentures made out of hippopotamus bone, and I think that the reason they were called like hippopotamus ivory. He had a bunch of dentures made, but he had nothing but teeth problems his whole life, and he had hippopotamus ivory teeth, but the striations in there and his like drinking tea or wine or whatever just stained them, and so they gave him a patina of wood. And so they were like, oh, they're wood, but they're not wood, they're hippopotamus ivory. And he bought teeth from slaves sometimes and had dentures made out of slave teeth.
Oh wow.
Which was a kind of a common practice, but At least they paid him, I guess, right? That kind of makes it a little bit better. It's not really any better.
Like basically the slaves would sell their teeth.
Yeah.
Perfectly good teeth.
Yeah.
And the other person's body accepted the teeth?
No. They would make dentures out of them.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then they would put like a weird spring in there, and you would have to just like hold on to it with like just clamping down with your gums. And like he was always worried about his teeth just like shooting out of his mouth when he would be giving a speech or something. I don't think it ever happened.
Right.
But he was really embarrassed about it and worried about it all the time.
Paranoia.
I'm like in just like this little conversation. I'm steeped with George Washington trivia facts right now. I thought a lot of it had like slipped through, but like I am steeped with George Washington facts. This book this is an audiobook, and it was like 40 hours long, and I'm still listening to it. So it's a listen. You want to know anything else about George Washington?
You can fire away if you want.
Yeah, I don't know. The way my brain works is like I've got all this stuff preloaded, but I don't know what to say. So if you hit me with a question, I can like.
Did he have any pets?
No.
Did he?
Well, he had horses.
What was his horse's name?
He had one. His favorite horse was named Nelson.
Okay.
And that's the horse that he rode the most in the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
And then after the war, when he returned to Mount Vernon, briefly, he didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but he was like, this horse has seen enough. We don't have to make him work anymore. He can just live in the pasture and get fat and old and just have a nice horsey life. He's been through enough. He got me through the war. I'm just going to let this horse live a cushy life.
It's a good horse. It's like a good boy, good dog.
Yeah.
Good horse. How about his kids?
Didn't have any kids. He had step kids who were kind of just like your typical rich kid jerk off. You know what I mean? Like he had this one kid, Martha Washington's son, Jackie Custis. He was just like a real rich jerk. Just didn't really do much. And just kind of like flounced around.
Was he married once or more than once?
He was married once.
Okay.
He married a widow.
How old did he get?
Well, he's not dead in the book yet, so I don't know.
Okay.
But he's like 64 in the book so far.
And
he's getting there.
When was he born?
I don't know.
Okay. But this is in the 1700s, is what you said?
He would have been born in like the 1740s,
40s,
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Do you know how old he was when he became president?
Late 50s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, late 50s. And he didn't even want to be president.
Yeah.
They like made him be president.
Wow.
He's kind of like, you got to take him as a man who exists in his own time. He has his own problems. He's full of hypocrisies. He's human. Is he a good person? I don't know. But he's an interesting person. And wow, I was going somewhere with that. Yeah.
Now he's on the dollar bill.
What was the initial question that I was going somewhere?
When he was born, when he became president. He's an interesting person.
Yeah.
We were talking about his widow, or I mean his only wife.
Yeah, Martha. Who in my mind is like Mrs. Claus. In my mind, like she is like in my mind, Martha Washington is Mrs. Claus. Like, I don't know why I conflate those two things, but whenever they bring her up, I just imagine Mrs. Claus.
I wonder how old he was when he got the painting of him done for the dollar bill.
Well, that was done by Gilbert Stuart, and who's from Rhode Island, which I'm from Rhode Island.
Okay.
And he was in his late 40s, I think, with that. He had a couple portraits done by Gilbert Stuart.
So that was before he became president then?
Yeah, I think so. I'm like really sure. I'm pretty sure he was just like a general at that point. Oh, I was going to say, he's a man of his time. He definitely owned slaves. He was full of hypocrisy around that. But it is really interesting that he gave up power. Like he had so much power, and he was just like, I do not want this. And that almost never happens, especially like if you're actually given power and you're put in charge of so much stuff. Like people rarely want to give it up, and he was just like, no, I just want to live on my farm. I just want to be a planter in Virginia, and fine, I'll do it. And I think that that's really interesting, that he was like so, and he was always like so concerned with being perceived as like someone who wanted huge amounts of power, and like people wanted him to be the king of America, and he was like, no, we just fought a war to like get away from kings. Like, no way.
Yeah. How many states were like declared back then? Do you know?
13.
Okay. I got a story about visiting Rhode Island.
Okay.
But I visited, I guess it was like 10 years ago or a little more than that. I was like in my early 20s, and I visited some schools on the East Coast to maybe go to a college over there. And I swung by Boston, and my sister was in Connecticut, so I said hello. Or maybe she was living in New York. Anyways, I went to Rhode Island to visit RISD, and I had a friend who worked at a pizza place back in Seattle with me who was going for jewelry making, and she was like, oh, my roommate from last year is in the glass blowing program. And so I got a little like in to go see their glass studios, which was all in like this 4-story complex of a building, like where my friend did jewelry making. And then I got to be in part of somebody's homework assignment where it was like a photography assignment where I took off my shirt, and then they had like eye drops to make it look like we're crying.
Okay.
And there was some flash photography in like a kind of blue lit dark room.
That sounds like college, like art school photography. Take off your clothes and cry. And
then I met some more of her friends that showed me like this woodworking shop, and the concept was like also very art school. It was the concept. It was a rocking chair that had an egg. Like the top part was an egg you climb inside, so you were like being like rocked as a baby egg.
Okay.
And
like it's like a womb experience, kind of.
Yeah.
A rocking womb.
Like a nest womb kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Did you get in the egg? What was the egg made out of?
I would imagine I could say paper mache, but I thought it would be hard to make it out of wood, so I don't think it was made out of wood. But the lower part of the chair, the rocking part, was definitely wood. I just remembered we could change our background colors that shoot up behind us, but it's not a big deal.
I like it. I feel like we're on a political discussion board right now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit red.
Yeah, you're in the middle. You're a centrist, and I'm apparently hard left.
So hard left, you're kind of purple, I think. Or maybe you're just blue. Anyways, I took the train into Providence, and that's about my story. And my friend at the time.
Did you eat anything good?
I can't remember what I ate. But we did get like a little drunk and went to the pizza place there called Nice Slice.
Oh yeah.
You know Nice Slice?
I'm well acquainted with Nice Slice.
Yeah, and
their barbecue chicken pizza is the best.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was whole wheat crust.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting spin. And my friend,
it's so good that you remember this pizza place from like 10 years ago.
I mean, I don't even remember. It was kind of generic, but no, I mean,
I had friends that moved away from Rhode Island, and I would go visit, and they would be like, bring me a large buffalo chicken pizza, please.
My friend worked there like part-time or something, so she just like walked back, into the kitchen area and maybe served us the slices.
Yeah, it's like the cool guy hangout. Like, if you worked at Nice Slice, you were automatically of a tier of like, oh, you're cool.
Yeah. I'll agree. Yeah.
I've eaten there a lot. Eaten there a whole lot. I love that place. I miss Rhode Island somewhat. I miss the old Rhode Island that I knew. I don't think it's there anymore.
Yeah. Is Rhode Island prone to natural disasters like winds? Like, is it close enough to the water where it could be hit by a hurricane? Was it recently? I don't know.
Not recently. I mean, every once in a while a hurricane will come through. I mean, it's the ocean state.
Yeah, I feel like,
but it doesn't happen all that often.
Seattle doesn't really get hit by, natural disasters.
I mean, yeah.
Earthquakes a little bit.
Yeah, wait till the Ring of Fire goes off, and then we got like 3 volcanoes going off.
Right, like it was at Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, and
Mount Baker.
And then Yellowstone's close enough that we could get hit by that.
I mean, if Yellowstone goes off, China's close enough to get hit by that.
Oh yeah. Well, the big the geological Juan de Fuca plate going under the North America plate.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that could trigger, a big earthquake and or a tidal wave.
Yeah, can't wait.
They
say we're overdue. I don't know what that means. I don't know how you know if you're overdue. I feel like they feel like they say like Yellowstone is like, thousands of years overdue. Like, then is it really? Like, how do you know?
Yeah, from what I know, as long as we're getting small earthquakes in other parts, like in the general whole West Coast, like it's releasing pressure from a huge one happening. But I'm no geologist. I just took 2 community college geology classes, so.
And that's what they said was small earthquakes good, big earthquake bad.
Yeah, something like that. And my teacher loved his mother. That's
Oh, you learned that in class?
Yeah, he'd always refer to his mom as mother, and for day one he'd hand out a lot of papers and be like, he was like, I don't hate trees, I just love handouts. That was his joke. But he was endearing. I actually gave him a printmaking art project as a gift of like a volcano erupting.
Did he say things like "you rock"?
He's like, I can have this. Oh, that he probably did the "you rock" joke. He had an interesting abnormality to one of his fingers.
Geology-related incident?
Well, he went on a hike and he fell forward into his finger, like his finger caught him or something on a fall, and then it was forever like jammed a certain way.
Yep, just caught a whole weight with my finger.
Just 60 pounds of pressure or something. I don't know. I'm making that up. I mean, I'm making the estimation up.
I think it might even be less than that. I've heard that you could bite through someone's finger, like through the knuckle part, not maybe like the bone part, but if you bit someone's like knuckle hard enough, it would be the same amount of pressure needed to bite through like a thick carrot.
Okay.
Every time I bite into a thick carrot, I think about that. I'm like, this is like biting off someone's finger.
And carrots are like that.
I mean, some of them, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's a finger. That's what it would take to bite a finger off. I could do it. I could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never had to bite a finger off, but mentally I'm prepared. Especially if that finger was covered in peanut butter, like I do my carrots. I could easily bite a peanut butter covered finger off.
I'd have a problem with like if the finger was shoving in the back of my throat, and then I'd be like gagging at the same time.
You gotta stop it with your teeth.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. But I mean, if I had to, I could totally do it. Like especially with adrenaline rush. You know what I learned at the dentist recently? If you're like, because I was getting like X-rays taken, and I have a problem with like my gag reflex a little bit. It's sensitive, and she was like, "Oh, if
you're getting X-rays for your gag reflex?"
Well, no, for my teeth,
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, She went into the staff room and grabbed some salt, and just put it on my tongue, and it distracts your brain enough that it doesn't bother you anymore." And I was like,
I'll file that away.
Yeah.
Next time I meet someone who has a problem with a gag reflex, like, hang on, let me get some salt for you.
Totally. Yeah.
Huh. How much salt?
Not even very much.
Just like a little bit.
And
then you don't have a gag reflex anymore?
Yeah, it distracts you for like, a few minutes maybe.
I wonder if this dental hygienist has like a previous history somewhere.
Well, I think a lot of patients have that problem, and she's like, "This is a fun little trick that's probably a little unorthodox, you know." I don't know how unorthodox is, but I feel like if you're going
And
into
it worked. You were like, you can just stick your whole hand in my mouth.
yeah, I was like, use these 3 fingers, the short ones. I was like, can you touch that thing in the little dangly thing in the back of my? Yeah. I've always thought it would be fun to write into a sketch about like a doctor that didn't know the name of a stethoscope, and they're like, I just gotta listen to the thumping in your chest with this thingamajig, and Anyways, that's a completely random thought.
Doctor jokes are good.
Doctor and dentist, yeah, doctor jokes are good because
fuck doctors, right?
And, yeah, and healthcare is like
you're always punching up if you make fun of a doctor, unless you're a doctor. But then it's okay to make fun of doctors.
Yeah, it makes me think of hospitals. I had some bad hospital jokes about like pizza delivery because I waited in emergency rooms with a pizza before.
Really?
Yeah.
Like people got pizzas delivered to the emergency room, and then by the time you get there, they're like having their leg cut off or something, or like.
Actually, no. More like nurses or something, and then I just meet them there. Although I feel like everything got a little reformed at some point, and it was also interesting because there was it would be at Harborview. A lot of the emergency room waiting was at Harborview on 9th and Jefferson in Seattle, Capitol Hill. Mm-hmm. And there was a metal detector there. And it's like, okay, do I need this pizza scanned or can I walk by this thing?
Did they scan it?
Sometimes. Or sometimes they'd just be like, come on. But I like to follow the rules.
You shouldn't mess with them sometimes and just put like a fake gun in there once and just like
put like the pizza slicer in there. Just bring it. It should probably be more dangerous for me grabbing it out of the bag. But yeah, put a gun in there. Yeah, I'll just put my gun in there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you should have checked this time.
We had a conspiracy. I worked with a coworker. I worked with this guy who had a gun and was a conspiracy theorist and into Bitcoin, which is about like, that all makes sense. Those all.
I'm like 2 degrees away from all of that.
No, I think the interesting deliveries at hospitals are, one time I delivered to like a newborn baby room, I
really wish you had just stopped at newborn baby.
Yeah, well, it was basically, yeah. It was. I delivered to a newborn baby, and they were like, "Oh, that pizza smells good," and I'm like, "Can I smell your baby?"
Did you really say?
No, I didn't say that.
That would be amazing.
I thought of that.
Free trade smells.
Yeah, it's like.
Who has a baby and is like, you know what I want? Pizza.
Yeah,
that's like, what I need. What'd they get on it? Do you remember?
Probably half Hawaiian, half something. I don't know. Probably pineapple.
Yeah. Are you a pineapple on your pizza guy? Do you hate it? What's your stand? You're like pretty professional pizza.
I used to like pepperoni, Canadian bacon, pineapple, and feta. That was like a thing for a few weeks.
No, that's a weird combo.
Yeah, that was like deep in the sodium game.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer no pineapple essentially, but I'll eat some Hawaiian, I guess, if maybe on a summer day, spring day.
If it's there, I'll eat some pineapple pizza, some Hawaiian pizza. I'll probably not choose to order it myself.
Yeah, definitely not. I think I'm prone to I worked in pizza for 13 years and we never had like green peppers. We had like roasted red bell peppers, so I would choose green peppers and anything else almost.
See, green peppers are they don't even make it to my list at all. Like I don't even consider a green pepper on my pizza.
Yeah, I'd do something like pepperoni, green pepper, black olive or something, or I don't know. I'm kind of open. I don't love salami, but a lot of places don't. Anyways,
we just keep talking about pizza.
I wanted to say is it ironic when I deliver hot pizza to a burn victim unit, like the ward in the hospital? I'm like, Oh yeah, this severely burned person wants hot melty cheese.
They want to complete the burn the root for
They're
their
like,
mouth.
I want it over here, not under the cast, not under the bandages. It was always interesting delivering pizza, and you'd forget like the soda, because we would sell cans of soda for like $1.35 or $1.42 plus tax or something. And then if you were out and you forgot it, you'd have to go to like a mini mart, and then they don't sell cans probably, so you have to buy like the $2 20 ounce or 16 ounce, and then you just make the store pay you back the money, the difference. But that was just a weird thing. I went on you remember Aristeo Miramontes? He's a Mexican comedian in Seattle. He had me on his podcast a few days ago, and I remembered a story where I saw a dead stabbed person on a pizza delivery. They was face down in the grass up on Capitol Hill on 15th and like, what was this, like Denny or something? It was like 8-10 years ago. There was a club called the Sierra Club.
Okay.
And somebody who was a member of it got stabbed by
the Sierra Club is in like the hiking group?
Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Yeah. Somebody who was part of that group randomly got stabbed by somebody who was unhinged, mentally unstable, that was maybe unhoused or something. And I basically came back.
It wasn't a dispute over like the best route to take up Mount Rainier or something?
Yeah, I don't think it was, but I also just saw like, I think they probably did a study into it, and actually, who knows if the person who got stabbed died and the other person is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, but you just saw a dead body.
I saw somebody before the ambulances showed up. There was just some witnesses, and I went back to the pizza place, and I was like, hey, I guess what I just saw somebody that was deceased, and then they were like, here's the next pizza, get back to work.
Yeah.
And that's life. So.
Yeah, pizza doesn't stop delivering itself. Pizza's not going to deliver itself. Get back out there. Look at dead bodies.
Yeah, as long as it's before 11 p.m. or whatever, keep doing your job.
Is that the only dead body in the wild you've ever seen?
I think so. I'm trying to rack my memory. I feel like I remember something like that.
The first year I moved here, I was going to a birthday party. I was on the light rail, and then there was some confusion and blah, blah, blah. And then there was a shooting on 3rd and Pine at that McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in Seattle, you know exactly which McDonald's I'm talking about. And then the shooter killed like a couple people. Then I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was on the train, and then like all these cops come running by with guns, and then like a little while later, like bodies just covered in blood are being like scooted or like taken through the light rail. And like I just see like this like bloody body just like go by my window on the light rail.
Oh, just in the tunnel, the underground.
The Westlake stop.
Yeah.
And
oh wow.
It was.
And that's just, it wasn't even bagged or anything.
No, they were in like they were in like a portable gurney kind of thing. Like it was like a duffel bag for a person, and it had like 4 people like holding a strap carrying it.
Oh, okay.
But you could see like a bloody arm hanging out, and it was kind of wild.
Wow.
Then every time I go there, I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I saw that person get shot.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't actually see them get shot, but
right, yeah.
I don't think of Seattle as being a very dangerous place, but like I guess it kind of is.
Right, yeah. Well, I definitely heard that downtown's not too dangerous except for that one corner, essentially.
Which corner?
The third and Pine. Yeah. But I also don't wander. I'm not down there a whole lot. I used to be. I mean, I used to deliver right on that corner. I used to deliver to that Money Tree And then there's a guy who I probably can't say his name, unfortunately, maybe in like 20 years. Anyways, I used to deliver to a guy that was in a building right near that money tree, which is near a bus stop on 3rd. I mean, 3rd Avenue is like the bus-centric street downtown Seattle. It's like that's...
You can't even drive on it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drive on it between certain hours. And, or you can, but you can only go for like a block.
Right.
Then you're supposed to take a turn. You know, there's a bus driver comedian from Seattle, the Mad Bus Driver.
Yeah, the Mad Bus Driver.
He's great. His name's Anthony Sessions. I got to open for him once with another guy in Columbia City. He kind of went on for a while and made somebody was like falling asleep. But I like his energy. He'd always ask. He'd show up to the Blue Moon. I don't know if that's where you saw him, but
I've seen him a couple times.
He'd come out and he'd be like, "How the fuck is everybody doing?" But he'd say, "Y'all, how the fuck y'all doing?" And then he's like, "I can't fucking hear you." And then he said,
That's how he talks on the bus too.
And then he's like, "How many of y'all fucking?" And then he's like pro sex, and he's got a nice girlfriend, and he has a wife who has like CP or cerebral palsy, and I don't know. He's just like, he's a friendly gentleman, whatever.
He's fucking.
He's fucking, and I think he's living in New York, or he has some buddies in New York, because I see Instagram updates from New York.
Interesting. Is he doing comedy there, like pursuing comedy? Is he still in the character of the Mad Bus Driver in New York?
Yeah, he's like wearing his V-neck shirts that he got made, like layering over other shirts, and he has the like a navy baseball cap that just has like a yellow, tape on it that in black lettering says bus or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But he has some interesting like late night, because he has like I don't know what bus he's driven in Seattle, but he has some stories from like late night bus situations where like somebody's on there with like a little tugging cart filled with like a bunch of cans or something, or I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got to say really about him.
Shout out to the angry bus, the mad bus driver. The mad bus driver.
Not angry necessarily.
Yeah, not angry necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, bus driver, mad bus driver.
He's funny. I've seen him. I like him.
Yeah.
He's out there fucking.
Yeah, he's fucking. He's encouraging other people to fuck too.
Hopefully responsibly. But he's a bus driver, so you got to be responsible.
Yeah. Got to get your bus pass or something.
That's what he calls it, yeah. Got to get the bus pass.
Where did you move from before this?
Before living in Seattle, I was living in Portland, Maine.
Oh, okay.
The other Portland, the OG Portland. Maybe not the OG. I think the OG Portland's probably in England.
Did you live in Rhode Island before Maine then?
Yeah.
Right before, or was it like Rhode Island, Maine, Seattle?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Alabama's in there too, but that's like prehistory,
Yeah, that's like your whatever.
I didn't have a choice in that matter. I didn't really have a choice in Rhode Island either, but I definitely didn't have a choice in living in Alabama.
Have you been to Portland, Oregon?
I have, yeah, a few times. I like it there. I did comedy there. I guess it was just slightly over a year ago now. It was like at the end of February of last year.
Okay.
I went down there with another comedian from Seattle who has since moved to LA, and we spent like 5 days down there together and did a bunch of shows and had a blast.
Where did you perform down there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I performed. I don't know.
There was like
one spot was in Washington still. It was like right over the river in, I don't know what town that is. Vancouver.
Yeah.
It was in Vancouver at this like divey bar, and they were kind enough to let me join. I kind of just like secondhand jumped on a bunch of other shows.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That my friend who was
like vouching.
Yeah.
Basically, they trusted their merit
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, and I did well. Every show I did really good.
You're doing your, I don't know if I can mention your bits on here, but
please.
You have you found your mom's dildo.
Okay, yeah.
Bit, and then you had that crow bit.
Yeah.
Which I can't really remember, and then that's all I can really remember. Anyways.
That's fine. Yeah, I did both of those, and then some other ones.
Yeah.
One was like this in this cool upstairs bar that had like weird lighting. That's all I remember. I don't remember enough of. I'm really bad at I'm really good at faces but not very good at names and names of places.
Yeah, there's one theater called the Curious Comedy Theater that had like a very like old Opry feel to it, like a big theater in the corner. And then always enjoyed Joanne Chinderly, who moved to L.A. She did like the Alberta Inn or pub, Alberta Pub, I think. Anyways, there's a lot of. There's also the Brody Theater. That was something. That was a venue. Anyways, I'm talking from like years ago when I went there. There was a fun open mic at 4 p.m. on a Sunday at Kelly's Irish Pub or something.
Okay.
That Chris Hatami would produce.
That sounds familiar. I think we tried to do that maybe.
Yeah, Chris and Lydia Manning Lydia Manning, who's from Portland, she does Spec Script on Saturdays on Twitch, which the concept of the show is like somebody takes a show they've never seen and then they write a script for an episode solely based on the name or something, or maybe what they've heard about it.
Okay.
Which I like the concept, but I've actually never watched the show or seen a live reading.
Yeah, me either.
But I'm totally into the whole script writing idea and doing read-throughs with different people playing different...
known scripts or unknown scripts?
Ideally unknown, like developed scripts from local talent or whatever. Just because I took a script writing class, and then at one point, and near the end of the quarter, we would cast our own script from the people in the room. I don't know if we took a part, like we would perform in our own script or not, but we'd cast like narrator and then the other parts.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I'd like to do that like in this kind of studio setting. It'd be cool.
That'd be fun. Get to do voices and stuff.
Yeah.
Voice act a little bit.
And then post-production, get an animator to make animations of it or something. I don't know. That's basically just heading in the direction of like voiceover work.
Yeah. I would like to do that. I don't know how to get into it, really, but...
I think you just meet animators and meet an animating team or learn to animate yourself and then figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost in the realm of like just puppet making or something. Like we could have little fake stages and then set them up and like have puppets here and have the cameras on the puppets or something.
It would be fun to go to Green Lake and set up a puppet show outside and just like actually put on a puppet show, but make it really weird and dumb.
Yeah. To keep the attention too, you'd have to make up like little songs.
Yeah, or violence, like Punch and Judy. That always works.
Yeah.
And songs. Songs and violence.
Yeah. Yeah, but violence where nobody dies, right? Or is that just a TV thing?
I mean, they're puppets. I don't know.
That's true. They're like,
You know what?
I'm dead.
And you know
this is
what?
afterlife now.
Life is hard. Sometimes you see a dead body at Westlake. Sometimes you find a dead body stabbed while you're delivering a pizza. Kids got to learn. Kids got to learn that sometimes you're just going to see a dead body out in the wild. And if you need to learn that lesson through puppet comedy at the park,
Yeah.
I'm happy to provide that service. I think that it's a valuable service to provide, teaching kids about mortality and finding random dead people in life. Because it's going to happen.
Yeah, or we could help them process their dead pets or something.
Yeah. No one's teaching kids how to deal with finding random dead things.
Yeah, coping with loss.
Mm-hmm.
Or like divorce, you know.
Yeah.
Are there any kids with divorce? Divorced parents? Yeah.
That would be a fun show. A puppet show just for divorced kids.
Yeah.
I don't know what the lessons would be. But
You know, it's messed up when mommy gets you whatever you want because she's just trying to get back at daddy. But at least they're talking, right? I don't know. As long as you're safe.
yeah.
I should just have optional. I should make every guest on this show their own sock puppet.
Would it look like them, or would it just like be a puppet? Do you remember Syphil and Ollie? Were you a Syphil and Ollie fan?
A buddy of mine was, and I ended up watching some of it, but I wasn't a hardcore fan.
Okay.
Syphil was the blue guy, or Ollie was the little blue guy?
You know, my face recognition skills extend to puppets as well. I think Syphil was the white one with like the weird tooth of hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Syphil is short for syphilis, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What a wacky show! I used to love that show.
Yeah,
I'm really dating myself talking about Syphil and Ollie. Like,
wasn't it a YouTube show, or was it like Adult Swim or something?
That was MTV.
Oh, it was MTV.
That was before Adult Swim. I'm pretty
right.
sure. That was like 1998, 1999. I was like a freshman in high school. Like that was like MTV.
I was too young for this, but when The State came out in 1990 on MTV, you know, the sketch comedy show. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. But that was a fun show. It wasn't quite. There was probably some sock puppet sketches. But
my parents thought that it would be a smart idea when I was growing up to put a cable television in my bedroom.
Oh, wow.
And
your parents weren't divorced.
My parents surprisingly are not divorced still.
Wow.
But they they were like, yeah, sure, we'll put a large cable TV in your room. Here you go.
It was your idea, though?
I don't know where the idea came from.
Yeah.
I think the idea came from I was given a Nintendo for Christmas one year, and they didn't want me to
Super Nintendo or original?
SNES.
Yeah.
Or just, no, the original.
The NES.
Yeah, the NES. Yeah.
8-bit.
Yeah. Original Mario.
Right.
I got one for Christmas one year, and I don't think they wanted me hooking it up to the TV in the living room because my parents got to watch.
That makes sense.
Got to watch what they want to watch. So go play your stupid video games in your room.
Did they have to regulate it ever, or they were just like, you should go to bed at some point, or you didn't binge too much?
I don't think I've just never been a big gamer, to be honest. I've never beaten a video game.
Wow.
I just don't care. Like, I'm just not like, I don't know, just not really into gaming.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had the cable TV in my room, and that was like the early days of Comedy Central. So I would just like get home from school, and my mom would let me usually stop at the at a little convenience store and get me a liter of Sprite because it didn't have caffeine in it, so I could drink that one. And I would just like chug Sprite and watch Kids in the Hall as soon as I got home from school.
Mm-hmm.
And Kids in the Hall, I think really messed with my head as a kid in a good way, and ultimately in a positive way. But like, I feel like watching like late night Comedy Central, like sweaty, coked out Mark Maron just like pacing around on like some weird early Comedy Central show, or Sandra Bernhard, or
This is all like after 8 p.m. or
yeah,
7 p.m.
yeah, like Lewis Black. I really liked. There's one that was just all black comics. It was like set in Detroit, I think. And this guy.
This is before Def Jam.
Yeah,
yeah.
or yeah, I don't.
Right
I
around.
wasn't.
Who knows?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of Def Jam anyway. AJ something hosted this show. I wish that there was a channel to watch all that early Comedy Central programming. Just like
Some of it's on YouTube, but it's really bad quality.
yeah, exactly. Like the A-List and
Colin Quinn had a show, but that's not that long ago.
No.
But I've seen really bad quality of it.
Laura, not. I can see her in my head. Laura Nightingale? No, that's an actress, right? Laura Nightingale.
Laura Knightley or whatever, something Knightley.
Yeah, that's an actress. There's a comedian, Laura something, that I really liked. I don't know. I was a hardcore Comedy Central fan from like the jump.
I feel like there was one Comedy Central showcase stand-up show that had like Janine Garofalo was like hosting it, but this was probably years after what you're talking about.
Maybe I remember her too though, hosting something. Yeah, I don't. They just used to have like a lot more shows of just like a camera in a comedy like in a comedy club, and just like whoever's there that week is like on. And the one with Sandra Bernhard I remember the most. Like that theater was like really cool. The A-List, I'm pretty sure that was. Premium Blend, I don't know.
Yeah, Premium Blend was something for sure.
I don't know, but yeah, I would just come home from school and like drink a liter of Sprite and watch Kids in the Hall and get my little brain twisted.
Wow. Yeah. Huh.
You like Kids in the Hall?
Yeah, it definitely was weird because I feel like they explored like the gender bending thing, or at least for having women characters, and I don't know if they were really like just punching up the characters, or it wasn't like they were like hating on women necessarily,
right, yeah.
But they definitely played into it, like but yeah, I like Dave Foley. My older sister would always watch like talk radio, so that's how I got exposed to him. But then Kids in the Hall, like when they had that skit where they were all dressed as like noir poets or whatever, like all in black clothes with berets or something. I can't really put my finger on any skit they really did, but there's some gold in there. It's kind of like what's that Bob Odenkirk show with David
Mr.
Cross?
Show.
Like Mr. Show, they have some. I was like a little too young to really get the nuance of all their genius or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I definitely came to Mr. Show way after the fact.
Some of it's interesting or good, and I still think like, I mean, I don't watch what is it, the Saul show with Bob Odenkirk?
Oh yeah, Better Call Saul.
But I've come to believe just through sources that Bob Odenkirk is like a great writer and comedian in general, and
I would agree with that. I enjoy Better Call Saul. I think it's a solid show.
And Bryan Cranston's an actor in that, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It's like a spinoff of Breaking Bad.
Okay.
And so that's like what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I watched an interview with Bob Odenkirk, and he mentions having a conversation with Bryan Cranston about like how Bryan gets things done as an actor, and I sampled it, and I have it on my little sample looper. Basically about memorizing your lines during lunch and dinner or after dinner. And then doing it all the next day. Anyways. But what did you, let's see, Bob Odenkirk had a sketch show. He I don't know, there was like the Birthday Boys or something. Anyways, there was also the Tim and Eric had like their spin on the Twilight Zone, kind of like scary nighttime story sketch show. No. I basically I watched one with Bob Odenkirk, who I think he played like a captain of a boat that. Nah, I'm getting lost in my head, but there's one episode where this guy was performing this procedure that it was very popular about cutting off toes, and then he wasn't throwing them out, and he was eating the toes, and at the end they cut open his belly.
It was just full of toes.
It was full of toes, and then he was like this kid's dad, and the kid was like, "What? Who's gonna be my dad now?" And then this like random guy at the dock, where they had cut the guy open, was like, "I'm gonna be your dad."
I don't know what this is, but it sounds amazing. A belly full of toes.
Yeah, that's the one thing that really stuck with me. But
Fox had a sketch show early on called The Vacant Lot.
Yeah.
And there's like a couple sketches from that like really stand out to me. One, going back to the Muppet or puppet story earlier, was I saw this sketch when I was like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, something like that, and I still think about it, and it's still so funny. And it's like these people are having a dinner party, and they're eating, but the what they're eating looks like kind of weird. It's like blue, and so they're eating, chatting away, having a nice time, and then one of the guests, like the wife or like the female guest of the couple or whatever, it's like, "This is such a delicious meal. What are we eating right now?" And then the wife of the host is like, "Well, you never believe it. Bob here, he's found a way to hunt Muppets."
Yeah, this was the State, actually. I think.
That was the State? I thought it was The Vacant Lot.
I've never heard of The Vacant Lot.
But you know what I'm talking about, where like
he hunts.
Boy, I wish somebody would show up I wish somebody would teach me how to tie my shoe.
Yeah.
And then a Muppet comes and he just like strangles them.
Yeah, well, or like the Muppets really scary.
Well, that's what happens at the end. Is like the Muppet.
They'd
been getting all like the little Muppets, and then finally like the big scary Muppet showed up.
Yeah, and the way they got rid of the big scary Muppet was they're like, because I don't know if it actually hurt anybody or if they were just like wanted it away, and so they were like, "I know what near is. Can you show me far?"
Yeah, you're right. That is how it ended. Yeah. That was the State?
Yeah, I remember Michael Showalter was in that sketch.
Yeah. Okay. Then maybe I don't remember. Like there was one on Fox called The Vacant Lot. But I must be getting mixed up.
A weird show. We didn't really have cable for a long time, but my sister babysat this kid around the block that had cable, and the Nickelodeon show called Roundhouse.
Oh yeah,
was such a weird show.
I've tried to go back and watch it as an adult, and I'm like, what the hell was this?
What is it?
What is it?
A spinning set that rotates, and then some like hyped up
dancing
kids.
Yeah. And then I was obsessed with Roundhouse when I was a kid, though.
It's like, is there going to be a kick in this? I don't know.
There was like a guy who was probably like either like early 30s or late 20s, but he was like the dad, and like he had this like motorized Easy Boy chair that he would like ride around in this like chair and like yell at people.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I've tried to go back and watch that just a couple years ago, and I was like, I don't know what the hell this is. Like, I don't know what is happening in this. It was pretty much unwatchable.
Yeah. But somehow watchable when you're like 10 or younger.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's like a
Nick at Night, because that came on, was it Snicked Saturday night?
Snick.
Yeah. It came on Snick, Saturday Night Nick.
It's interesting. I've just got like advertisements on my phone, but Keenan from All That or whatever, or basically Keenan from SNL, who used to be on Nickelodeon, is now he's
getting his own show, right?
Well, yeah, he has his own show, but he also hosted the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards this year.
Wow, that dude has just been around for our entire life.
Yeah.
Just being himself. Like, that's so crazy that he's just, like, got into, like, a sketch group as a kid and just, like, maintained that.
Yeah.
He's never been in trouble either. Like, no one is, like, I've never heard anybody, like, he's just, like, he's never been in trouble. He's never hurt anybody. He's never done anything. He's just like a dude who's funny, makes funny faces, and is probably rich as hell.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't really care about being rich too much. I mean, probably a comfortable lifestyle, yeah, and maybe his family and friends, but yeah.
What a cool life. Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, it's very...
Whatever happened to Kel? That poor guy.
Yeah, I don't know, after Good Burger, you know.
Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's set.
Yeah, you'd hope Kenan like gives him a little kickback or something.
Yeah, because there would be no Kenan without Kel.
True. Yeah. I remember the screw in my tuna skit. Do you remember that?
No.
Something about a screw, finding a screw in a tuna can of tuna, and Kel keeps being like, "Screw in the tuna." That's what stuck with me. I actually watched a little bit of Good Burger because I was trying to find audio samples, and I don't think I found anything good. But it was really bizarre. It's basically like two burger places are at odds with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kenan gets a job at Good Burger because he has to pay somebody for messing up their car. Anyways.
There used to be such a trope of, like, teenagers working at McDonald's and stuff. But, like, I mean, I don't eat a lot of fast food, but, like, I feel like the last time I went to, like, Wendy's to get a Frosty, it was just all middle-aged women working there. Like, I didn't see any teens working there.
Right. It's like this, it's like a solid middle-aged everyday kind of job. Like, I went to Taco Time in Renton, and this nice woman helped me who was in her 40s probably.
Yeah. A taco expert.
Yeah, she's like, I got some guac, and she was like, our guac is good, and I was like, I've never had it actually, and it's not for me. But
you're not a guac guy.
I'm into guac. It depends. I had a really good guac in Hawaii once that I made for Thanksgiving. We got avocados from a friend who was growing them on his property.
Mm-hmm. How do you do your guac? What do you put in it?
Definitely lime juice.
Definitely lime juice.
And some salt.
Yep.
And then from there, it's whatever you want. Maybe red onion, maybe tomato if you want, depending.
Interesting.
Or regular onion.
I go garlic.
Okay. Garlic could be good. And black pepper maybe then.
Garlic, black pepper, salt, definitely lime juice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not crazy about the salsa mix in. Like,
yeah.
I don't like it. Like, it's acceptable, but I'm not gonna do it myself.
If I got some nice tomato, and I'm in the mood for it. I mean,
sure.
That could be good.
I'm probably not gonna put onion in there though.
Yeah, I mean that's just to give it. Yeah, that's like the other side of the coin of garlic. I mean, like garlic and onion are in the same family. I feel, but garlic is like you're crushing and pureeing. I mean, like it's more malleable than onion. Onion's like a rigid, you know.
I just don't want. I want my guac to be fairly smooth. I don't want a lot of crunch to it. God, I hate buying avocados and then like they go bad before I get to it.
And they get all stringy or something,
or they're just like
bruised,
gross. Just like I don't know. I had one I had to throw out the other day. I was like, man, that's like $3. I just had to like put in the trash can because I didn't eat this fast.
If you're lucky, it's just $1.50.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe it was just $1.50. Either way, I hate myself when I have to I'll buy like 3 or 4 avocados and I'm like, I'm totally gonna eat all of these, and then I eat like 3 and inadvertently throw out 1.
Yeah, I got 2 at home just waiting to go bad.
Yeah, you should make some guac.
Yeah, then the secret is to save one of the pits inside of it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and then it doesn't get quite as gross as fast. So I heard. But if I'm gonna slice open a avocado, I'm gonna eat both halves. I'm not. I not saving a half.
No, you're gonna get that good fat.
Yeah,
Good fats.
get that fat bomb going. You ever had avocado milkshake? You just like take a bunch of avocados and like blend them up with milk, and then like add some like chocolate powder to it.
I've done it in smoothies, and maybe not with like dairy milk, and it's rarely good. I don't know. It's not always. So, it probably is better with like no berries in it or something.
Oh no, I'd just go chocolate, heavy on the chocolate.
So it's the creamy. So it's like chocolate powder,
yeah,
milk, and avocado.
yeah. You gotta get that ratio right because you don't want it to be too wet, and you don't want it to be too stiff.
You don't put like a banana in it or anything. It's just milk.
I don't, but I could see a banana being good in there. I can see a banana being good.
Okay.
I've had it with ice cream mixed in too, like an avocado and like a scoop of chocolate ice cream and a little bit of milk, and you just make like a.
It'll be really
milkshake.
weird. Oh yeah. Adding peanut butter and or pomegranate.
Pomegranate would definitely be weird.
Yeah, that would be really weird. That's
Peanut
where
butter, I don't know. I can see it.
I gotta try that maybe. It seems like a nice like thing for like a hot day almost, or
Yeah,
something.
it's a great dessert, healthy dessert.
Yeah, afternoon snack.
And then back in my early 20s, I used to be more of a gym rat, and I was really into like trying to put on muscle and weight. And so I also like to just take whole milk and mix it with ricotta and then put Ovaltine powder in there. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice treat. It's just like thick and fatty, but it's like a I don't know.
Is Ovaltine kind of like a protein powder?
You never had Ovaltine?
It's been a long time, but
Man.
it's like a chalky chocolate.
It's not chalky. I grew up on this stuff.
It's like a powder.
It's
though.
a powder, yeah. But it's got a ton of vitamins in it and stuff. I mean, I'm not in it for the vitamins, but like it just tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
And I should buy some Ovaltine. Now I'm like thinking about it. Like it's been a while since I had Ovaltine. It is good.
I used to do the quick stuff, but it was like I remember the mixing it with milk, but it was the cookies and cream quick. It was like this weird, basically white and black powder.
Weird.
That you'd mix up and you drink it, and it's like you're drinking Oreos or something. Anyways, that was like a stint for like a couple months. I was thinking we should wrap this up, though. Do you have any final things? See you next time.
Yeah.
We're gonna go roller skating.
We're gonna go roller skating.
Probably in a parking garage or something.
Yeah.
Better lighting in a garage. Okay, I'm gonna switch from into the intro screen and then play the outro music.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on.